Hello and welcome back to the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast. I'm your host, Nick Parker. This is a good opportunity to remind everybody that the Town Hall podcast is brought to the good people of Lee Summit by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit, our podcast overlords.
And by the way, I'm the guest.
Oh, yeah, I was going to introduce you in a second, but hey, like an attorney, he wants the attention. So back on the podcast, Chris Turney, lawyer extraordinaire and founder and, wing overlord. Let's call you that, the Wings Overlord.
The Wing Overlord.
For Wings for Water,
okay.
a great charity event that happens every year in Lee Summit. Welcome back, Chris.
Thanks, man. I don't get behind everything that you do, as you know, but Wing Overlord, I like that.
Yeah, we're gonna see if that sticks. Let's remind the good people though about Budget Blinds of Lee Summit. It's a great local business run by a great local family. They are your home for enlightened style shades. And also, hey Chris, if you want these, I don't know if you have these in your house. Do you have the robot shades? Can you control your shades with your voice?
No.
You need them. You need those in your life because you can get, your Alexa, your Apple device, whatever, your Google devices, you can get them. And you just, hey, open the blinds. And they open. Or you set them on calendars.
I could cast shade with my voice without making people mad.
Yes.
Wow.
I know, which is new for attorneys.
This is powerful.
So, Chris, when you or anybody else are ready to make your home a smart home, go see our friends.
Let's do it.
At Budget Blinds of Lee Summit, right in the heart of Lee Summit in downtown. Tell them Nick sent you. All right, Chris, you're back.
I'm back.
And you tried to be nice and you tried to be funny. But I have a wing bone to pick.
Well, at least the wings have bones in them.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Unlike Ohio, right, where the Supreme Court in Ohio just said,
what in the world?
You can call that boneless wings can have bones. First of all, let's just before I get to my bone I got to pick with you. Let's get to this one. Boneless wings are not real. That's a lie.
Chicken nuggets.
Right, they're nuggets. They're sauce.
Chicken nuggets.
They're pre-sauced nuggets.
You can dip them.
They're nuggets you don't have to dip.
They're convenient. But they're not chicken wings.
They're not wings.
No.
And really, I mean, even on a flavor comparison, it's nowhere near the same. So can we all just agree? Boneless wings aren't wings.
You got me.
Okay.
I'm in. Yeah.
Okay, now to you.
Do we need to do some fundraising of some sort for that?
No.
Okay, we're just going to make it.
This is important.
Okay.
Because I think this is now 4 consecutive years. You showed up for this annual promotional conversation about Wings for Water, and you did not bring me wings. Your plate is
boycotting Jason Norbury not being a part of this anymore.
Well, look, he wanted to do other things and maybe work for somebody who paid him, decent money or any money.
But does he get wings there? I mean, Norbury, where you be at, man?
He is going to be in my tent. He'll be helping when we serve at Wings for Water on Thursday, September 12th. See how I did that?
Less than 3 weeks away.
See how I did that? I threw that in for you?
Yes.
So really, I just want to know, what's your real excuse? Because you set a standard. When you first showed up and you said, I'm doing this thing, for 2 years, you brought wings with you to bribe us, which we love bribery on this show. And now you have, you know what? It's just like you've forsaken us.
Kind of coming hot, coming strong. I fall on the mercy of the podcast. I got nothing. I'm sitting here in my mind, like, there's got to be something that I can say. There's really
not. You have let me and the people down.
I've got nothing.
It's really what this is.
Let me offer you this. I will give you several wings within the next 3 weeks. Will that make it up?
Fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. I will make sure that you have a choice of over 50 different types of wings. And I won't even charge you for them.
Whoa.
Okay. We good now?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. That leads us right into Wings for Water. It is a fantastic charitable event. Happens every year. Now, this is year 7, 8?
This will be number 8, officially.
This is year 8 of Wings for Water. It's at Paragon Star, Thursday, September 12th from
6 o'clock to 8:30.
6 o'clock to 8:30.
That's right.
And we're gonna come back because there's some little new twist to that 6 to 8:30. But it's a great place for people to come eat wings, and you vote for your best. You vote for your favorite wings with your dollars, so it's free to get in. You're just gonna donate $1 to the.
More than $1 though.
Well, to each place. I took the challenge the first year. Remember, I was gonna eat every wing. I do not recommend that.
No.
If you are over the age of 18, I do not recommend that you attempt to eat a wing at every place.
If you do, I will have a designated bucket just for you. It is a lot of meat, and probably a ton because you're going to get the meat sweats if you eat a wing from everybody there.
Yeah, it's a much bigger contest now than it was.
It is.
Than it was that first. Well, let's start here, Chris. Wings for Water. The name obviously says a little bit about what you're raising for, but what are we doing with this event?
Okay, so Wings for Water, it's a community event. Important word, community. We want community to come out. It's just such a blast when everyone comes out and joins together with this. But we're going to have around 45 or so competitors. Now, these are companies from across the city, DM Injury Law, Creative Planning, UMB, a lot of folks like that, American Fire right here in Lee Summit. We have a lot of sponsors just like that. They're going to be out there with their employees cooking wings. Some pretty creative wings. KC Dumpster is going to have their dumpster fire wings back this year, I think, from last year.
Nice.
And it's just going to be a ball. So they're going to be out cooking wings. Tyson is going to back up its semi-truck into the parking lot at about 8 o'clock that morning. And they're going to open the back, and whoever's out there competing is going to go grab however many cases of wings they want. They'll have the day to prepare them. We're going to open the gates at 6 o'clock to the public. You come out, you eat a wing from as many booths as you want. And then we're going to have 2 ways that you can vote for your favorite. They both involve money, but 100% of that vote money is going to go to clean water efforts.
That's a cool thing.
It's a blast.
That's a cool thing. And it's you use those funds right here in Lee Summit and then reach around the world. You've used these to support organizations providing water all over.
We have. And so the way that's structured is, we have our sponsors that pay to compete. And that money that our gracious sponsors give us to come out and compete, that means that we don't have to pay anything for the event. They do it for us. But we always have more of that sponsorship money over what we need to run the event because we have great folks like Tyson that gives us these wings, and the dumpster,
that's awesome.
Casey Dumpster that gives us the trash hauling. And so we've actually been able to put on this event for a shocking low amount. So whatever money we have left over from the sponsorships, what we do is as a board, we get together and we just roll that back into our community. We grant it to the local nonprofits. In the past, I think we supported Lee Summit Social Services, Hope House, Coldwater, a lot of great people in our community doing things that need to be done and doing it really well. And so we take that extra sponsorship money. And so if anyone still wants to jump in and sponsor, your money will be used well. But we reinvest it here in Lee Summit. But for every vote dollar that's cast, we commit to granting a dollar for dollar grant to clean water efforts worldwide with the dollars that our guests vote with.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And you mentioned that Tyson donates the wings. They bring in it's kind of cool. Like they bring in you weren't lying. It's a semi truck. They back that trailer up and it's open. But I think the cool part about that is I think it makes it easier for smaller businesses like me to be like, oh, I can do this sponsorship. I don't have to worry about buying wings. Food prices ain't low anymore.
No.
Right. So it makes it a little easier to say, yeah, you know what? I can commit money. I can commit time to this charitable thing, and I don't have to worry about also buying. I mean, look, the first year we did it, the first year we sponsored through Lake to Lee Summit, we were not prepared for the amount of wings that you cook in this. I mean, your cooks in this event are doing 600-700 wings.
Yes.
We thought we did good that first year at 150.
That's a feat in of itself. I mean,
right. I mean, so we've had to revamp how we do things, but I think that's that is the amount. How many cooks do you have? How many cooking tents do you have this year?
This year we're targeting about 45. We're going to end up probably a few more than 45, but that's about where we're floating right now.
Okay. I don't do the maths because I'm a dummy with the maths. But let's 45 sponsors cooking 600 wings each. That's a lot of wings.
It's a lot of wings. So Tyson last year in their semi-truck backed into the parking lot. I signed the bill of lading, 2 tons of chicken wings.
Holy moly.
And they called a few weeks ago. Hey, you want the same amount of wings this year? You want more or you want less? What do you want? I was like, I think about the same. Like, done. And I guarantee you that it's going to be more than 2 tons this year because they always give more than they say they're going to give.
Right.
And doggone it, we always run out. So you know what? It's a great problem to have and a great partner to have in this.
And you mentioned at the very beginning that community is your key word there.
Absolutely.
That you love that this has become a thing that so many people either participate in as sponsors and cooks or that come just to eat the wings and hang out because there's live music happening. There's all this stuff going on. The crowds have grown exponentially each year. It's at Paragon Star this year. I think the first year you did it before, and we can go and tell the origin story later, but the first year you did it kind of publicly was in the tiny public parking lot just on the north side of Bridge Space here in downtown, and there is no way that would work again, either for the number of cooks or the number of people that come in and just want to hang out and have a good time.
Right. And that brings up Paragon Star because, I mean, they opened up their parking lots for us. Like, if we're still doing it at Bridge Space, imagine, like, we probably have to charge $200 a person.
Right.
To meet the demand that's out there. But because of the great folks at Paragon Star, they just kind of opened up their parking lot to us and let us do this thing out there every year. That lets us do it for free to the public. I mean, it's, again, community puts this event on, and community enjoys the event. It's just it's just beautiful.
It's an awesome thing. Well, we hinted at it. Let's talk the origin story a little bit because I love that this started as basically it was a battle of egos between you and a friend over who could make the best chicken, and it's turned into a giant charitable event.
Yeah, and God rest his soul. My buddy Chris Turney passed earlier this year, and but he was the person back in 2017 who, I think he said the most idiotic thing that I heard that year, and it was something like, "Dude, Turney, your wings are good, but my chicken legs are better." I'm like, who says that? I mean,
first off, that's a weird thing to decide you're gonna fight that one.
You know what? You got to draw the line right there.
But that is a slap in the face.
And he's a Patriots fan.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
So it just so happened that year that the Chiefs were heading up to New England to play the Patriots for the opening game of the NFL season. So I said, okay, Chris, here's the deal. You come over to my patio. We're going to have 10 of our buddies come over. You'll bring your legs. I'll cook my wings. We'll watch the Chiefs whoop on the Patriots. And our buddies will eat our chicken. They'll vote for their favorite with money. And whoever gets the most monetary votes gets to donate the whole pot to the charity of his choice. Well, before that actually ended up happening, we had 8 guys that wanted to compete. About 150 people wanted to come vote. And so we rented out the community center over at Winterset Park. And, dude, it was a blast. September of 2017 was the first time this thing happened. And after that is when I realized, there's something here. So I formed a 501c3, got the nonprofit going. And then all of a sudden, companies started talking about, hey, can we compete? Can we be a part of this? And that's what turned into our whole sponsorship setup and our competitor setup. And yeah, just year after year, the city's gotten behind it to where, we actually have people traveling from out of state now to come to this thing.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, and even that it just took off that fast when it was just you and your friends.
So fast.
And then all of a sudden you had 150 people that wanted to come eat the chicken.
That's true.
2 important questions. 1, did the Chiefs win that game?
No, absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah.
2.
That was back in the Kareem Hunt era.
There we go.
Alex Smith. Oh, yeah.
2, did you win?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. And looking in hindsight, it's kind of funny. It's like we raised, I think, $1,500 that year.
Right.
And it was way more than I thought we'd raise. But looking at what has kind of come out of this event over the last couple of years, it's amazing the exponential growth that just the kindness of our community has given. It's been amazing.
What are we talking? If I can ask, what have the donations been like? If you started at $1,500 donation, which is awesome because we just made this up and everybody brought $10. How big have these things gotten?
So last year was a weird aberration. We had more people there, but we actually had fewer votes than the year before. So is a little bit, I'll be honest, as a leader of a nonprofit, I was a little bit disappointed that we had fewer votes last year than the year before with more people there. But even with the fewer votes, I think there were about $18,000 worth of votes cast at our event. And Wings for Water was able to almost double that. We granted out $30,000.
Wow.
Toward local and global nonprofits.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And those numbers, I know you've told me off air before that those numbers have grown every year basically. So that's a lot of money over 8 years.
It's been great. Yeah, I think our running total is somewhere over 115,000 since the first event that we've been able to grant.
For you, what's that like to look at and be like, look, this was a joke and hey, look what we done did.
Yeah. Well, and the we is the most important word of that sentence that you said, because there's so many people that have put time and effort and energy into this to support it. And you're right. It is amazing, to look back at it and see what it's turned into. It's also kind of exciting to think about what it can become, even from here.
Well, I know the growth too has been internally in your organization you created, because you used to just run around like a chicken. But now, I mean, you've got multiple committees, you've got people that have taken on different things, so that you are not actually as crazed as you used to be as you ran around in the weeks prior.
That's very fair. We're always looking for great folks in our community to get involved and help. Creativity is huge. Execution is huger, right? And so, we're always looking for great volunteers who want to be a part of this in the future.
Okay, well, let's get to it, because I think, you've changed a little bit. There are different ways that people can vote with their dollars. When it opens, is actually you've got an opportunity for people to kind of buy some VIP entrance.
Absolutely. And that was a creature of what I mentioned a little while ago, where last year we noticed more people but fewer votes. And what happened last year, again, a lot of the sponsors ran out of wings within the first hour. And so we had people coming out to the event, and they wanted to vote, but they also wanted to eat wings from a lot of different people. And they got there just, unfortunately, a little bit too late. And so what we did this year is, hey, if you're planning to vote, you can buy early access. So the event this year opens at 6. It goes till about 8:30. You can come as early as 4:30 with 2 VIP packages that we have. One of them is called the Sapphire Supporter. It's $100, and it's for the car. Okay, you'll get a gift bag, and then you'll get 150 voting tokens. So for $100, you get 150 votes. But most importantly, you get to come before the crowds hit. Okay, that's the most important thing. We have another package for $250. It's the Aquamarine. You're going to get 400 votes. And again, this is per car. You're going to get a gift bag. That gift bag is going to have, several of them are going to have different gift cards in them. One of those bags is going to have tickets to a Chiefs game, one of the Monday night games, I think. And so you're going to be able to come in early before the crowd hits. You'll get whatever wings you want. You'll be voting with our celebrity guests who are going to be voting with our money. And so who knows who you're going to bump into. And it's just going to be a blast. You're going to beat the crowd. If you want to time it just right, you come out at 5:15, get the wings you want, and then you wait and see the crowd filling around you.
That is a cool thing to watch, because all of a sudden, it's that. And Paragon Star's lots are not tiny.
They're not tiny.
And you look around, and it's wall-to-wall people, and everybody's eating great wings.
And we ran out of parking last year. That's the other thing about the early access. Is if you wait to come with the public, you may be sitting in your car for a few minutes waiting for someone to leave. And let's be honest, who's going to leave a free chicken wing? And so that's exactly why we did it. Just space management, but also, the people who really do want to support us and vote, they get to come early.
Well, and in addition to wings, there's live music.
Cool people. I mean, Nick Parker's out there.
Well, my mom likes me, so there's that. That last year you had the game on the big screens that the Paragon Star has.
That's right.
You've got some other things happening. What are the other things out there besides just hanging out with me and you?
Yeah, so I know that there's a couple of attractions now at Paragon Star that they're going to have out. It's family friendly, so kids are going to be able to come out and eat wings and enjoy the atmosphere. Um, this year we're going to have I don't know if y'all have been out to Paragon Star lately. They've done so much out there. It's really cool. But, as opposed to last year where people just kind of like walked into the parking lot however they came in, this year we're going to send everyone through the soccer fields, basically, to come out one main entrance into our event. As you're walking through there, you're going to see all kinds of sculptures that they've invested in. They have really done a nice job. I'm very proud of what they've done out there. And, of course, just the community. They have great live music. And, yeah, it's going to see all your neighbors, bring all your friends.
That's awesome.
Great evening.
I want to ask about flavors.
Okay. Because
in the past, you've offered challenges to sponsors. And so is there a challenge this year?
Yeah, I was talking at first about a challenge. I don't think we're going to pull it off for a handful of reasons, but one of these years I think we're going to reinstitute a challenge. But I remember a couple of years ago when you and I were talking, I was like, we should do something weird like a coffee inspired wing or a bourbon inspired wing, and we need to get back on that. Maybe next year we'll figure out a good challenge.
I'm going to tell you, there's a chance the bourbon sauce might come back this year.
There's also a really good chance that I'm going to be hanging out at your tent for a while. That sauce was so good.
I'm gonna offer a little tease. A few years ago, we did a honey bourbon sriracha.
Yes,
and
it was so good.
The problem was that was the year that we did. That was our first year, actually. I didn't understand how many wings we were supposed to do. And so I didn't have enough sauce even for the 150 wings we did. I had to make new sauce while we were cooking wings. I believe I sent my wife to the grocery store to buy more ingredients.
I can still picture the crock pot being set up with this fire hazard of a spider web of electrical cords.
That's fine. It was fine.
That was back when we didn't have to involve the fire department. No, it was amazing. But what amazing sauce.
He's kidding, Assistant Chief Eden. We always involve the fire department.
That's right. Always.
And
now we do, for sure. You're a key player.
I might be a little scared of Assistant Chief Eden. I don't want to cross him. So we always follow the rules, Chief.
We do. And Health Department.
And the Health Department.
Yes.
You said about 45 teams this year cooking. This will also be the second year, right, that there's a separate competition. If teams want to participate, KCBS is involved.
That's right. With your sponsorship, you're automatically entered. So if you want to compete, all you have to do is throw your wings very neatly presented into a clamshell styrofoam container that we will provide to you. You turn it in. I think we're going to do 2 turn-in times this year. And KC Barbecue Society is going to send out, I want to say, 40 of their certified barbecue judges. They're going to be in a tent, so it's going to be blinded. They're not going to know whose wings they're eating. All they're going to know is how good they are. And we're going to have an official award for the KC Barbecue Society Best Chicken Wing at the event this year.
That's awesome. And correct me here if I'm wrong, but if I remember right, it was not a pro ringer chef that won the KCBS last year. It was a backyard cook.
It was. My friend Chris Jenkins was cooking for one of my professional enemies, but buddy of mine, Roger Nail of the Nail Law Firm. Nail Law Firm was one of our sponsors last year, and he ended up pulling my buddy Chris Jenkins in to cook the wings out there. And doggone, if Jenkins didn't win the KCBS award, I still hear about it.
That's awesome.
He still talks about it, which is awesome.
That's awesome. I have a new ringer cook this year.
Uh-oh.
So the last 2 years, I've pulled one of my favorite guys here in town and one of my favorite restaurants, Brandon Simpson from Jazzy Bees. He wasn't able to do it this year.
You know why?
Well, he told me. So here's the thing.
We're going to out Brandon Simpson here.
Originally it was, I don't have time. The business is growing too much, which the story of his growth the last 2 years is incredible.
Great problem to have.
Great problem to have. Yeah. Turns out, though, somebody decided to convince him to come back off the bench. I'm a little hurt, but that's okay. I went and got my friend Brian from Joker B's barbecue truck.
Nice.
And if you've not had Joker B's yet, you are missing out. It's some darn good Q.
Will there be a bourbon honey sriracha sauce.
We have our team meeting on Monday.
Okay.
So we're recording this on a Friday. The next Monday we have our team meeting. We're going to decide on our sauce. But the honey bourbon sriracha's it's a finalist.
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda. It's a finalist. But as a new cook, I want to give him a little bit of a say too. And look, I have had his barbecue sauce. He ain't messing around.
That's amazing.
And in that he is a professional. His decision, his thoughts might carry some weight.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to professionals, what's the fun in that?
You no longer cook.
I got fired from cooking, and I'll be honest that it was the right decision for the board to make. Turney, get away from the grill. So it's just been such a blessing for me because I know so many people that come out just partially from this, but just other things. And, I get to talking to people, and then I get to talking to more people, and then I see smoke coming off the grill. I'm like, oh, no, let's start a new batch, And so anyway, I have my own ringer.
I will agree with you, actually, because I'm bad at these big events. I'm bad at staying back in the cook area. Mm-hmm. Just because there's so many, you see so many, you're right, the community comes out. So you end up talking to people, and right. I'm not good at not talking. I don't know if you've ever noticed that about me or not.
Well, people want to hear from you.
I mean, I don't know if that's true.
Who wouldn't want to hear from you?
But I'm good at forcing them to listen to me anyway.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely right though, and that's just part of the magic. I mean, people that you haven't seen for a year. It's like a big city reunion. It's the craziest thing. But, you see people you haven't seen for a while. You catch up and you talk. And so I can't cook anymore.
It's a nice city community reunion without any extraneous dramas or right?
Like what? What do you mean?
There's no
2024 election year. What are you talking about drama?
This isn't, there's no local politicking happening really, no. Right? Just none of those things. This is... Let's all come out. We're all neighbors. We're gonna cook. We're gonna eat chicken. We're gonna give some money, right? We're gonna give our time and our treasure to help some good causes. And while we're at it, we're gonna eat some darn good chicken.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, and it's not something that we've ever really intentionally done to try and avoid those issues, but it's turned into something that we are pretty conscious about now. This is about people getting together for something we all agree about.
Right.
Chicken wings are amazing. Football's the best season of the year.
100%.
And our global neighbors are dying because they don't have clean water that we have such easy access to. I don't know of too many Americans that won't get behind those three things. And if we can keep this event about those three core principles, what a great night. It's so refreshing to get together and say, you know what, we have a lot in common, people.
It is. It's fantastic. And you just said, the football's the best season. Is there anything better than the first 4 weeks of fall football season, right? Like the weather's perfect. You got college and pro happening, all the things.
That's right. You got some nice blue smoke in the air from everyone's smokers out. I mean,
I'm ready now. I kind of want to go eat wings.
Let's do it.
Right.
Are you picking on me again for not bringing wings?
Well, I wasn't gonna, but now I'm.
You just wove that right back in.
Chris. I've been doing this a while.
It was very subtle, but I'm a lawyer. I see subtleties.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to get past your devilish traits.
Fair enough.
What are you most looking forward to?
People. I mean, just the buzz in the air, the people circling around, and I don't know, seeing folks that I don't get to see every day. I have obviously over the years kind of developed good relationships with a lot of our competitors. We have a lot of folks who have done it every year. For any of you who are considering whether or not to compete, let me just say this. The first year is overwhelming, and about 3:00 in the afternoon, I come by and check on you, and you're almost in tears. You're frazzled. You're like, I'm never doing this again. And by the time I come back by as we're all cleaning up, that same person's like, sign me up for next year. I'm in. I figured it out. I know what I did wrong this year. I'm going to do it right next year, right? And so we do end up with competitors. So they come every year now. Like, they don't miss this thing. And I love hanging out with those people during the day. Just something about the day of when all these people are cooking their wings, and I'm able to walk around and just circulate.
Yeah, I mean that very, very well said. And count me as one of those. I don't cook anymore, and I won't miss it. Mm-hmm. I won't miss it. We'll be there. I have two final questions for you. The first one is kind of a new thing. I started doing this for another show that I host and produce, and I just like it. I think it's a good thing. Here's what I want from you. It can be work related. It can be your event related. It can be whatever, wherever you want. In the last week, what's one awesome thing you've seen or done?
In the last week, I have had, I would say, 15 to 20 conversations with different lawyers across the country about things that
doesn't sound awesome to me, Chris.
Man, it's so amazing. You hear me say the word community all the time. And I'm a big believer in community. It's something that you miss if you've had it before, but it's something that you don't necessarily miss if you've never experienced it. And that's the weird thing about community. It's hard to sell people on getting involved if they've never been involved before. But if you haven't been involved in your community, you really don't know what you're missing out on. And that's something that's really screamed out to me over the last week, having all these calls with these lawyers across the country, not on any given case, just about life in general. And that community is so important. So that's probably, as uninspiring as it may be, that's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed in the last week. I
like that. There's a great broader theme there. And while I tease you about your profession and its lack of righteousness, that is a fantastic broader theme about community. And I can't even make fun of you about it. It's perfect.
You already did, man. I want to keep you as a part of my community because I like you.
Last thing, one more time, when and where for Wings for Water?
So let me break it down this way. I encourage people, especially people who have ever come out before, if you love the event, go online, grab an early access package, okay? That will allow you to come as early as 4:30, and only you and the celebrity judges and some special needs folks are going to be there between 4:30 and 6. We open the gates to the public at 6 o'clock. Okay, that's when you can come in, you can park, you can come in and enjoy the event for free. But we do ask that you vote. And I'm not going to monitor votes. I'm not going to pick on people for not voting, but I would recommend that you come at least with $20 a person and spread those votes out. We're going to be selling tokens. They're $10 tokens that you can drop into people's buckets, or we're going to have QR codes at every tent that you can scan the QR code with your phone. And what we're going to be doing throughout the night is counting up the votes, and we're going to have a live leaderboard that you're going to be able to see are your favorite wings in the top 10, right? And so back to the timing, if you buy early access, you can come out as early as 4:30. It's open to the public at 6 o'clock. You can get early access packages online at wings4water.org. It's the number 4, wings4water.org.
Thursday, September 12th, Paragon Star, Wings for Water. Be there.
Right on.
There you go. Chris, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Always a joy. Thanks, man.
That'll wrap us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time.